Good evening, everybody. Welcome back once again to Maximus the Fourth. What I have here in my hand is a very rare, highly sought after Pepsi item that's been discontinued since 1988 and a SodaStream machine. The title of today's video is going to be What Would Happen If You Recarbonated a Cherry Cola Slice in 2024. Today, I'm going to open up this container of Cherry Cola Slice and recarbonate it, and then I'm going to do a taste test and let you guys know exactly what I think, and then we're going to be done here. But before I recarbonate it, I'm going to walk you guys through some of the history of Cherry Cola Slice. So, I've done quite a few videos on Cherry Cola Slice. Luckily, I have a little bit of a supply of it. And it's not easy to find. It's very, very rare. Like one bottle, 16-ounce bottle like this is worth up to $300. There's not a lot of people that are willing to pay $300 for a bottle of Cherry Cola Slice. And it's because I think it's kind of a dead market where there's a lot of people that don't really remember it. The people that really would remember Cherry Cola Slice, someone like Badlands Chugs, he's the only one who's really commented on my channel about it when I was opening a six-pack. But to give you some history on it, Cherry Cola Slice was first released in 1986 here in the States, and it was discontinued in 1988. And it's made by Pepsi, and it is actually the very first cherry cola that Pepsi put out in the existence of the States. Now, the very first cherry cola soda that was ever made by Pepsi was a drink called Cherry Pepsi in Ontario, Canada, and that was in 1985. And then a year later, this came out in 1986. And while this is not a Pepsi flavor, it is made by Pepsi. And if you take a look at the back of it, it says from the makers of Pepsi, and it's got the ingredients right there, which might be very sacred for diggers. Maybe someone would want to try to make this, I don't know, but it contains 10% fruit juices. And so given the fact that Cherry Cola Slice only had a 2-year lifespan from 1986 to 1988, it's very rare, and it didn't disappear off of all store shelves on 1988. In fact, there were still some bottles being produced all the way up to 1993 that I know of as far as the records go. I actually bought a bottle from a guy on eBay, and the bottle was from 1993. Now, the story gets a little bit more interesting because when Cherry Cola Slice was discontinued in 1988, it was replaced with a drink that was called Wild Cherry Pepsi. And then Wild Cherry went on to have a 17-year lifespan all the way up until 2005. And then Wild Cherry Pepsi was renamed and reformulated into Pepsi Wild Cherry. They flip-flopped the name. And the main difference between those two was that the new Pepsi Wild Cherry to this day has less caffeine in it than the old one, and it either has more phosphoric or citric acid than the old one of the two. But kind of some fun history. But this is for sure one of the rarest Pepsi items that anybody can get their hands on, especially if it is a seal-filled bottle. But this is definitely still some of the original contents that is in here. The only other person that I know on YouTube that even has one of these is my buddy Blake from Industries World Radio. I actually sent him a bottle of this, and I know he was happy to have that. So now that I've given you guys some information and history on the legendarily rare Cherry Cola Slice, it's time to dump this in the SodaStream bottle, and we're going to recarbonate it and see what happens here. Wow, holy crap. When you got to use your teeth, you know something is tight. That was crazy. And it looks like there still is some, but very little carbonation that's in this. This actually came from the glass 5-cent deposit bottle that I bought from that guy off of eBay from 1993. I just transferred the liquid into this old bottle that I opened up because it's more fitting. It seals better with those bottles, the glass bottles that are the deposits. They have the metal caps, and once you pluck them off, you can't really seal them off again. That's why I did that. So, all right, let's go ahead and click this guy right in and let it rip. Huh. Okay, there it goes. I think once it makes that noise, that's when it's got enough pressure in there. Very carefully. Got to very slowly release that pressure. And it will pop once it's ready. Definitely don't want to rush it. I've said this before many times, it will explode. I actually have a Pepsi Blue video where I recarbonated Pepsi Blue from the re-release of 2021, and that exploded all over the place. But you can hear that slowly letting up the pressure. We're not going to rush it. But look at that. Look how foggy that is. That is an insane amount of pressure. There we go. I think that was the best run yet. That's the first time I've been able to do that without getting it to go. Okay. Okay, and look at that carbonation. That is crazy. I would have been very interested to see exactly what the carbonation looks like in a fresh bottle from the 80s. I'm never going to know what that's like, but that looks like exactly like Pepsi because of that carbonation, and that is absolutely live. We'll go ahead and do the taste test now. Cherry Cola Slice, ladies and gentlemen, recarbonated from 1988 here in 2024. Oh, man. And that has got such nice fizz. I've tried this more than once now on my channel, and it just tastes the same as ever. Still tastes really good for how old it is. You're definitely getting very fruity notes. It definitely is changing the experience quite a bit with it being recarbonated. And overall score, even with how old it is, I would definitely give that a 7 out of 10. It's not bad at all. But I'm very curious as to how many people are out there that remember Cherry Cola Slice, because other than DJ Glowing Ice doing an unboxing video where he had one of these in his box that I sent him, I don't think there's been anybody else on this entire platform of YouTube that's even done a review. Not one single review of cherry cola slice. Like, that is how rare it is. The only other Pepsi item that I can think of that is more rare than a cherry cola slice is perhaps a Mountain Dew Red. And those are worth like $2,000, even if you can find an empty can or bottle. Like, it's crazy. So there you guys have it. Cherry cola slice recarbonated from 1988 in 2024. What would happen if you recarbonated a cherry cola slice in 2024? That's what happens. I just showed you guys. 7 out of 10 is what I give it. As always, I thank you guys for watching. If you're new to this channel, you need something else to do. There's 3 videos that I need to promote to 1,000 views. The first one is going to be Diet Coke 2-liter no burp challenge, attempt number 2. The second one is going to be Massive Church Breakfast, a mukbang that I took on 4 or 5 months ago. And last but not least, the third one is going to be Cherry Coke 2-liter chug. I'll make sure to leave all 3 of those links to those videos down in the description of this video. For all other extras and even ways to help support this channel, it's all going to be listed down in the description below. Maximus the 4th here. As always, I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. God bless you all.